So once you've filled your trays that you're planning to sow, one of the things that I really like to think about doing as a matter of efficiency is doing all of my dibbling before I'm actually sowing my seeds. Obviously an older way to think about dibbling is I could take a couple fingers and make little impressions in each hole, or I might use a pencil and make little marks. A DIY but pretty fast and efficient way to do this is to make yourself a dibble board. I've got a bunch of dowel pegs here drilled in at a pattern laid out based upon the tray configuration. This tray has 242 cells, so there's 242 little pegs that we can use. And so once my tray is full, I'm going to line up my dibble board right on my cells, and then I'm just going to make a gentle impression. I'm not pushing it all the way down and in. How deep I would press or how hard I would press depends on the size of the seed. In the case of what we're going to sow, it's going to be brassica seeds, so I'm just making a shallow little impression, and in pretty short order I'm able to dibble all of my cells quite quickly. So in this case we're going to sow like 4 trays. So I've filled my trays, line up my dibbler, make my 4 sets of marks as efficiently as possible. So then I'm good to go. Nice thing about this compared to trying to press and dibble by hand too is you get really uniform and consistent marks for all of your holes, and that can be really helpful in terms of quality and consistency. Seeds will germinate at the same time when they are sown to the same depth. And when I use the dibble board like this, they are all going to come out uniform and consistent. We use this 242. We made it for our trays that we use that are 242 cells. We also have another one that's a 162 that we made that we use for the 162 cell trays that we use for some crops where we need a little bit more growing room to get those seeds to maturity. But really simple, straightforward. The most important thing is when you lay out the template, you use one of your trays, and then you use that to give you a really perfect template or guide. And then you could drill it with a hand drill. It's a little easier if you happen to have a drill press, but a hand drill will work perfectly well too. Just a matter of going to the same depth for each of your drill holes so that your pegs fit in just perfectly and then all end up at the exact same depth.